Well, it's Labor Day weekend here. The official, well, unofficial end of summer, I guess. So I thought maybe I should get on the stick about doing some cyanotype. So this time I'm just going to use watercolor paper because I tried other kind of papers, and because the final step is to rinse in water, most of it got disintegrated. So the best luck really was the watercolor paper. So I've got my container to mix equal parts of the solution and my brush. And now I'm going to go find some fabric because I like that last time. And I'll be back. Alright, I've prepared some surfaces and also my piece of glass that I'm going to use, which I didn't use successfully last time. Or the time before. Last time I used glass, but it was January or something, and we didn't have much UV, probably zero. And then I think the glass was also had a UV filter in it, so it was kind of struggle. So what I'm doing is I have two of the full size pieces of watercolor paper. They're 9 by 12, and then I cut them so these are 4.5 by 6 to make cards. I'm not a card maker, but maybe I am now. So I've got a bunch of those. I feel a little ambitious with the amount of material I have. And I've got some fabric. I've got a couple more of my dad's hankies. I used them last time. Came out cool. And I thought those were the last two, but when I was looking for fabric, I found a whole stack. So, got some gaps in my memory around, you know, people leaving the planet. So, I have that, and I found these little drawstring bags. I don't know how I came by them, but those might be cool. This is some fabric that it was, my sheets came in a bag, and there's no way I can ever get the sheets back in the bag, so I like the fabric. See what that does. I have no idea. It's kind of a lilac with white. We'll see. Just got some regular white sheeting and a piece of off-white muslin. Another piece of that white on white that I used last time, which I can't find the finished product. I made a little pillow with it, and pillow is disappeared. So that, more off-white muslin. I've got this piece of vintage fabric. It was my aunt's. I know she made a blouse, but it feels like it's got more polyester in it than cotton, but it's got these gold threads going through, so I just want to see what that does. Maybe it'll be cool. And I thought I'd try this yellow. It's got a very soft hand to it. I'm not sure what it's called. Also vintage. And this is, I believe they call Dotted Swiss. It's textured. Vintage. It's very, very pale yellow. So maybe that'll turn green or something. So what I did was, I've got a Dollar Tree frame. It was scuffed up, and the back thing failed with humidity. They're not very sturdy. So I had it just for the glass and didn't know what I was going to do with it, but then I decided to make this hinged mechanism. I just took the backing cardboard from the frame, ripped off the stand thing and the little hangers, and then used some double stick tape and stuck the cover sheet down, upside down. See, well, you know, the ones that tell you it's an 8 by 10 frame and the company and all that. And then I used 2 layers of this tape, packing tape, to make a hinge, and then just a little tab that I can lift it up. So I don't think I can put anything real thick because the hinge is pretty narrow, but we'll see what happens. So I will put the solution on all these things under dim lighting as recommended and let them dry, and the next time I believe we'll be outside doing the thing. Okay. I decided to cut the full sheets down to 8 by 10, and then I got a couple of little bookmarks. And then I just wanted to show you that I did my version of tie-dye, just these things. And we'll see what happens. The rest of them I'm just going to use flat and just put the solution on like that. Okay, because I don't know what these are going to look like. I just wanted to show you what they started out like. These are the handkerchiefs, and this is just the white sheeting. So, yeah. So, it's a good sunny day. I'm going to go back in the woods. See if I can find anything interesting to sun print. As you know, I don't like to pick anything living, so hopefully I can find something. Maybe my little crow friends left something. See, the deer have been eating my little rose bush. Well, I'll see what I can find. Well, I wound up with this pile of stuff. There's an owl feather in there and another kind of feather. No crow feathers, unfortunately. And I've got a couple things from inside the house I want to try. So since the possibilities of items to print with are kind of endless, I just kind of got to stick to this. And then I might try to do some ferns, but where they're growing, not rip them up or anything. But they're not really in full sun just yet, so do those a little bit later. So I'll just start with these now. Okay, I'm outside with all my stuff. I've got too much per usual. I have all the things I got out of the woods, and some stencils, and a couple of found things like green beans. So why wouldn't you? So I'll probably just let's do the green bean one first and see, and then I'll see how that goes real time. Maybe it won't take too long. And then I'll just do the rest and then show you all of them. Sounds like a good plan. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I've got my composition of green beans coming out from underneath the umbrella. Going over here to the surface of the deck. And we're exposing. So, if you can't tell, that's a palm tree made out of green beans that I picked yesterday that were on the counter. I didn't do anything with them yet, so I thought, that's kind of funky, let's do that. So, and we're exposing and we're exposing. That's watercolor paper. It's under the glass contraption. I do have a little tray of water so I can stop the action. Okay, this is riveting. I don't know. It said it's going to take between 3 and 30 minutes, but I'm not going to put you through that. So you can see that it is developing somewhat. Okay. I'll leave it be for a while. And this is, I took the beans off and I'm going to put it in the water. So that's what it looks like before. Going over here to the water. It's kind of cool. This is why you need sturdy paper or fabric. Yeah, that's cool. And then I can just kind of flesh it out a little with some paint or colored pencils or something. Oh, that's cool. Okay. That's about as tutorial-y as I get. Alrighty, so I'll continue on and report back. So I'm taking a little break because the sun be failing. It's behind a cloud where there were previously no clouds. Now there's clouds. I'm not going to take it personally because that would be insane. But so I'm just taking a little break from my manic arting, and I did notice there are some deer laying because they're not people. They're laying in the little liminal zone between our yard and the neighbor's yard, and they were there earlier, so I thought they would have moved on, but I've seen little ear twitches. So I'll show you where they are. You won't be able to see them, and I'm hoping that they come out. But yeah. Okay, so the deer are just past that, in those trees, just past that green fencing. They're in there. I don't want to go closer to film them. But they're in there, so hopefully they come out and I'll at least get a picture. Okay. Well, I'm done for the day. I can't do any more. The sun is going down. It doesn't stay around much this time of year in the Northeast, so we have to grab it when we can, and hopefully it will be out tomorrow. I have the day off and I can finish what I started today. Well, I can't believe it's literally been weeks since I did these cyanotypes. So I thought I better get this done. Okay, this is one of the little thin pieces, obviously. These were just elastics. And I did one exposure and then took the elastics off and moved them and did another, so it made kind of a ghosty thing. And this was the white on white fabric, and then I did a fern. These are the handkerchiefs. And my tie-dye, I didn't let them dry long enough or so didn't tie-dye. So I was impatient. What else is new? This was just some grass and stuff. I think I'm gonna make prayer flags out of the hankies. I think that'll be cool. This was a weed, and I didn't pick it. I just kind of did it and laid it down, and I didn't use the glass. Did I use the glass? I don't know. Anyway, no plants were ripped up, but I like that one. This was a stencil on one of the little bags. And I did eventually find a crow feather. That's cool. This was the dotted Swiss. And I used a one of those rug things you put onto rugs so they don't slip. So I've got grids and dots. So this was dead pine. Yeah, that's the right side. Just on the muslin, or sheeting, I guess. Don't know. I don't know what that was. These are stencils from Dollar Tree. This is, and some of these smaller pieces I put either gesso or matte medium on as some kind of a resist. I think this was matte medium. Yep, and this is an owl feather. That's cool. This was gesso through a stencil. Oh yeah, I found some snake skin in my stash. That's snake skin. And this was oil pastel resist and a dragonfly carcass or corpse right here. And that's lichen that I just had a daylily, whatever it is, where the flowers come on. It's just the stick thing, and then I put some lichen, set some lichen on there, and this I believe is gesso. So I did the gesso before I put the blue on. Also, oil pastel. This was just some jute string. And this was, I think this was matte medium, and that's like the net that comes on turkeys, like Thanksgiving, or whenever you buy a frozen turkey, they have the net. Yeah, that must be matte medium. So it's kind of, it's another oil pastel and string. Unknown. Oh, this was a drawstring bag, and it would have been great if I had done it the right way around, but that's classic. But I don't know, it's kind of cool. Okay, here's the green bean palm tree. I like this one. This is oil pastel, and this metallic oil pastel, and Dollar Tree stencil. Same with this. I don't think that's a Dollar Tree stencil. I think it's like from Temu or Temu, or this is gesso and some pine. Kind of looks like you're looking out an icy window. And that's more gesso through stencil. And I think I could make this into kind of a skate / ray, manta ray type thing. It's got the tail. This is gesso, but I don't know what that was. I think it was a plastic bag. Uh, so, don't like that. This is boring. Stencil. This is my favorite. This was on some 45-year-old or 40-year-old Grumbacher paper, which they don't make anymore, that I found, and I thought, well, I'll just see what that does, because it's sturdy. It's kind of like paper fabric. And then I put a clear egg carton on top, and then I put like glass marbles in here. I think it's cool. That would be really cool wallpaper. Might look into that. This was the paper. I have no, I guess, I don't know what was on the front. I can't tell. But that's the table on the deck, so I guess I'll use this side. Fabric, pines, and pine cone. This was that, my aunt's shirt. That's cool. I just used a stencil. This was we had a lot of, I guess you call them soft moth now, action, and they ate holes in this oak leaf, and thought that was neat. This is more of the daylily, and this is on that yellow fabric, and it did turn green, which is cool. It's more pine cone action. So it's on the muslin. This was the turkey net. And that's the little flowered lilac fabric, and it didn't really, can't see it. This was a plastic placemat. That's kind of a creepy snake face. This was spruce, a dead spruce branch. Like that one a lot. And these are just drop papers that I dried the things on, and I think I can just maybe collage with them. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what your favorite print was, if you have one. And I guess we'll see you next time. Bye for now.